Hey guys, Steinixos here. So today we'll be talking about the Gura Gura no Mi Delve fruit. Specifically, we'll be speaking about what a fully mastered and unrestricted Gura Gura no Mi Delve fruit could look like. Now, as you all most likely already know, the Gura Gura no Mi is the Quake Quake or Tremor Tremor Paramecia type Delve fruit, and thus what this means is that upon consumption of this Delve fruit, the user becomes a tremor human who is able to produce and control tremors, which usually takes the form of earthquakes and also skyquake shockwaves. Now, on superficial inspection, this Delve fruit may feel a bit limited, because yeah, it is indeed one of the most powerful Delve fruits, being that it allows its user to command the natural disaster of an earthquake, which at higher levels would allow them to destroy the very world itself. But still, despite this, at the end of the day, all of that just reduces down to the production of stronger quakes. So if all the Gura Gura no Mi does is just produce earth and skyquakes, then where does any room for creativity come in? Like, what would be left to fully master, separate from just increasing the magnitude of the quakes? Well, you see, this fruit is actually a bit more intricate than it seems, and for you to break this illusion of its apparent limitedness, you need only ask yourself a pretty basic question. That is, at the most fundamental level, what is a quake? Now, as you've all probably figured out, a quake is just shaking, or more specifically, vibration. That is why our general conception of an earthquake is in large part just the shaking, or more specifically, the vibration of the ground. So at its most fundamental level, one principle of the Gura Gura no Mi is to allow the user to produce and manipulate vibrations. And if this was unclear to you before, it is illustrated best against Vice Admiral Lunds, where independent of quake fault lines or cracks, Whitebeard creates a localized sphere of vibration around Lunds' head, which shatters his helmet and causes him to sustain internal injuries. And yet again, after Aokiji froze Whitebeard and Whitebeard broke out, do you remember what Aokiji said? That's right, he in essence said it's a bit difficult to keep a vibration user frozen. So based on this understanding that a fundamental component of the essence of this devil fruit is that it actually grants the user control over vibration, we can now start to explore what it would be able to do if it were unrestricted and fully mastered. So our first point of reference will be Quake, a similar seismic user from the Marvelverse who, like Whitebeard, easily demonstrates a localized sphere of vibration around Iron Patriot's head. But you see, Quake shows us that a peak seismic user has an even further precise control of vibration against a target. We see this in terms of the environment, where instead of just cruelly always destroying everything as Whitebeard does, she is able to, for example, precisely choose a section of a building to have her seismic power work on, rather than just sending out a crude strike at it. And then against opponents, this precise control is even more impressive, where again, for example, we see where from a distance, she's able to send out vibration-based attacks that precisely targets an opponent's heart. We even saw in the battle against Wolverine, she specifically caused his heart by itself to explode from the inside. So yeah, seismic power doesn't just mean crude destruction, it is actually with precision that it gets truly deadly. And this precision doesn't just stop there, because you see, everything in the world is actually always constantly vibrating at their own specific frequencies. And as you've no doubt already seen on some television series, with an opera singer and a glass for example, when a thing is faced with an external vibration that matches its own frequency, that thing may shatter. And this phenomenon is called resonance. So in fiction, we see where this principle of resonance is utilized by characters like Superman, who, by sending out an attack which vibrates at the same frequency as his opponent Darkseid, he was able to permanently destroy him. So with an unrestricted and fully mastered Quake Quake fruit, we would expect that it would allow the user to be able to utilize this process of resonance to be able to destroy basically anything. And by the way, as Superman highlighted, at the higher levels, part of carrying out this process of resonance is that a user needs to be able to understand the vibration vibrating frequency of the thing they want to destroy so that they can send out their own vibrations at a frequency that matches it. And frankly, it just so happens that in One Piece, we see where the lightning devil fruit grants the user Enel the ability to pick up electric signals in the air, and he was even able to combine this with his observation haki. So again, the precedence is already there, and thus you would expect a fully mastered and unrestricted user of the Quake fruit to have a certain seismic sense that allows them to be able to pick up and understand the vibrations of the things around them, and even further combine this with their observation haki to get even more information. But that isn't even the end, because to say a user has fully mastered this vibration aspect of the Gura Gura no Mi, then their understanding and control over vibrations must extend even to the vibrations of their own body. So at the lower level of mastery, we see where a user that has peak vibration control is able to control the vibratory frequency of the molecules of their feet to match that of the clouds so that they can actually run on these clouds. And by the way, this level of application of this devil fruit should actually be expected in the One Piece world, because even if you were to just ignore commonplace techniques like skywalk, which allows the user to fly by kicking the air very fast, or Gear 4 Luffy, who flies using elastic force, like even ignoring all of that, you still have devil fruit users like Doflamingo, who is able to fly by using his strings to attach to these same water droplets or ice crystals of clouds. So even an application of the Gura Gura no Mi like this is still relatively low leveled when put into context. But you see, at the higher levels, being able to manipulate the vibrations of your own molecules actually allows an individual to even do things like becoming intangible. So make no mistake, at the higher levels of the vibration control component of the Gura Gura no Mi, things do get pretty crazy, and it puts a whole new spin on what it means to be a tremor human. And I mean, I could go on forever about this aspect. However, even with the mastery of the vibration component, we've only really just touched half of the true essence of the Gura Gura no Mi, because if you take a quick look once more, you'll notice that the Quake fruit is also associated with cracks or fault line production in the very fabric of space itself. So yet again, another fundamental component of the essence of the Gura Gura no Mi has to do with the fact that it allows some spatial manipulation. And if you are even slightly unsure about this, it is just made clear as day at Marineford, where Whitebeard literally grabs space itself and then just casually tilts it. Like, this just cannot be made any more clear. Now honestly, even I'm at a loss for words at how far this particular application could go. So for example, if he can crack space, then at an unrestricted level, there's nothing stopping him from breaking it. But what sort of effect would that have? And similarly, if he can grab and maneuver space like any other fabric, then at an unrestricted level, he should be able to rip it apart or crumble it together or any other such fabric-like manipulation. But again, it's hard to put into words or visualization the tangible effects that these actions would have. So I'll leave this part up to your imagination. But anyway, that's the video guys. You can let me know what you thought about it in the comment section down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the video. But anyway, see you guys next time.